Hi, you guys. Um, today, actually, I got up. I got up off schedule. I won't even say early or late because it kind of was neither. It was just off schedule. Okay. Um, I got up off schedule the night before. Was a little bit tumultuous, but I kind of expected it because of what I was praying and what I'm going through and what I'm trying to um uh do with myself as far as being a better person overall, a overall better person, y'all. Um Today I didn't try to talk to my mom yesterday because it was her turn to call. So uh I literally had to wait, and I knew they were gonna try to have me to wait. So um I'm gonna definitely contact her today about sometime later. But I wanted to go on here to talk about more of the things that I have been witnessing. And I don't even know, but I thought that this channel was going to just talk about one thing in my life, but I'm a human. So a lot of things really do make a difference. And things really started hitting home when I saw where is it? When I saw this link, okay. Um where is it? Okay. See if I can get it on here. And this is recent. This is from the news.
This is for everybody that lives in Texas. I just thought you should know about this.
Okay, in your
Pretty much close it. Don't you think? The safe swimming guide published once a year.
I'm sorry, y'all. Because this is hidden from somebody else's page, and I don't want to get that one. It's like once you hit somebody else's once you hit somebody else's thing, it'll just I don't want to see that one. It's almost like it makes it okay. So let me see if I can put it up a little bit. And it freaked me out because I have a lot of relatives. I literally just left this area, and I was just complaining about why don't we go to the beaches? I have relatives who have young children. I'm like, you guys live on the coast. Why don't we go to the beaches instead of going to the water slides? You're by the ocean. You're by the sea, right? And while I was laughing, I was like, that sounds very idiotic. I know that it had to be something bigger. God knows what goes on. Excuse me for the fingerprints, but yeah, here we go.
In the water. Damn, that's disgusting. I feel like that's nasty. I feel like y'all should get right. Everybody should get right. I don't know why they have me out here swimming in this dirty water. A new report says Sylvan Beach had fecal contamination 60% of the time testing was done last year. In fact, Texas Beach Watch says it is contaminated right now. Really? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like if it would be true, they would pretty much close it. Don't you think? The Safe for Swimming Guide, published once a year, organizes and explains beach pollution data. John Ruppler helped write the report.
Unfortunately, we still have billions of gallons of sewage overflows and runoff pollution running into our waterways.
Texas beaches fared worse generally than most states, especially Sylvan Beach and several in Missouri County. Galveston County beaches had the best test results.
In many cases, people don't know. They go, they have a great day at the beach, everybody's feeling great and having fun. And then a few days later, somebody has nausea or diarrhea or a skin rash. They won't necessarily associate that with their wonderful day at the beach.
report Sylvan Beach 60% of the time had, quote, potentially unsafe water. Surfside Beach in Missouri County had it 72% of the time. So we have a link to this full report on our website, and also a link to TexasBeachWatch.com, which looks at all current data, the most recent testing for your favorite beach. Live here at Sylvan Beach, I'm Jacob Rascone, KPRC 2 News.
All right, Jake.
Okay, so I went to the actual news source, and that was actually recorded on TV. That was live when not live. It was pre-recorded on TV, so it actually came from that news station. And you guys know that I literally was in Texas. I was in Haiti and in Texas on vacation. I didn't tell you exactly what state I was in and which country and what time and where, because I am learning sometimes you can't say that all the time to everyone. Not that everyone wishes you ill, but there are some people who do wish not the best. So I had a lot of people when I was sending it out, and most of my people, thank goodness, they live in the two places that rank higher, but it does not mean that they don't have a lot of it in theirs either. This was something that they also talked about while I was down there. It was the last 2 days they started talking about it while I was down there, but it was not on the news yet. And I want to tell people the news is, it's not like, you guys know that, my background or whatever, but the news is not going to tell you every single doggone thing that is true that is going on. But many people who don't, especially since our culture does not like to read and they don't like to get involved, there's very few people who take the time and find out, what's going around in their circle, what's going around in their neighborhoods, just period, and that's where you get most of the meat from. And it gets left in, and you're just stuck. Okay. And you don't know what's going on until it gets really out of hand. So anytime, I always tell people this, anytime you see it where it is recordable and they're not even publishing it really big, which bothers me because we're still in a pandemic. So, because that can hurt us a lot, as a whole, with another health issue. They should have just closed that thing down, but it does not work like that. You guys need to understand. And because they don't see it closed down, they're thinking that it's not true. They're thinking that it's not true and it's okay and they can do, and I'm not trying to put fear in anything like in anyone's heart, but I just want to show you guys and tell you guys that everything that you see, people don't want to believe the things that are in the media in that way, but they also need to understand that every single thing that is true is not going to be on television. Every single thing that is not true is we're human. It's not going to be on television. Television is based off of ratings. What's going to be the most popular? Like, say for instance, if I'm in a middle class area and I'm on the news, we're not going to talk about things about slavery. We're not going to talk about, and I know people will be like, oh, well, it's not going to make ratings. You know why? Because when people see that, they're going to turn it off. They're going to turn it off. Okay. Just like if you were in a struggling area and you're in the urban area and they're talking about suburbia and how everyone's making a lot of money and this is the only way. If you feel like you're not included in that, which gives ratings, or it seems interesting that you want to go in that direction, you're going to turn it off. That is what it is. Okay. It is rated highly rated television. That's what it is. It's giving you information and based off of what's most popular. Okay. Based off of what's most popular. So there could be things in that. It could be things that are true that can be very beneficial to you, but you will never see it. Okay. Doesn't mean that they're doing, they're trying to hide things. Doesn't mean it's based off of ratings. So you have to understand. So if you want something different, you want exposure or something, that's how you have to do it. You have to make it publicized. You have to make it more desirable for people to sit there and watch. What is their contribution in it? If they don't feel themselves being a part of the news, then guess what? They're not going to watch it. So that is what it is. What really trickled down on this thing was just like, dang, that's kind of messed up. And people are not taking precautions for themselves. Just like that lady said, if it was this, then wouldn't the news, for yourself now. What are you gonna do for yourself? So if say for instance, what if they don't have time? They know, they're reporting now. They're telling you, you're there with the reporter. They're telling you this, right? And they don't get time to close it out, and you end up getting something. What are you gonna blame them for that? Like, how? You've been informed. Universal law, you've been informed. You are no longer a victim anymore. A lot of those people are victims, but the person that was interviewed, you are no longer a victim. You got to get yourself up. You are a willing participant now, because now the ball is in your court. Now you have to make a difference. That's the same thing if you say, if you work at a bank, right? And no, I'm not even gonna say you work at a bank, because they got procedures and protocols, how you deal with certain situations like this. So I don't want to put anybody's mind thing in that, because I've had an occupation dealing with some. But anyhow, okay, you're in a bank, right? You're about to cash your check or deposit some money, and it's a group of people, and you've heard, once you walked into the bank, that there is an armed robber. He has taken people hostage, and he has walked them to the back. It's only two of them. One is in the middle behind the counters trying to get the money, and the other people are in the back. Now this wouldn't be a logical situation, because most of the time when they do that, the doors are usually locked or it's very discreet. And there's an exit. You're right there by the exit. You literally just walked into the door. You got an opportunity to walk out. Would you sit there? Okay, would you sit there and allow yourself to be part of that transaction? Or would you try to find the next escape route and then call the police? If you sit there and you don't get yourself, most people are going to take the latter. If you sit there and you say, oh no, well, I don't see it, you're going to take a chance. Then guess what? You are no longer a victim. You're a willing participant. So understand that. So that was some of the things that really got me under gears and got my grinders going. Thank God is merciful, because I've heard of situations similar. And when if y'all ever worked at a bank, how they show those videos, it's crazy. But some of them things be really true. And they show, man, like, you got to make a decision for yourself. You got to use discernment. Like, they giving you an opportunity, somebody giving you an opportunity to preserve yourself, then you need to take that. Everything is not going to be handed to you for you to, so that you can be safe. If you're looking for one person or a group, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, excuse me, you guys. That's not going to happen. So don't think of it. You got to put in some work. People just don't want to be, they want to be so activist-like, but they don't want to take the initiative to take care of themselves. And one thing I do know is about self-preservation for the first part. You can't help anyone unless you help yourself. And that was a good situation. Okay, so after that, I went to bed. I saw it, I sent it to my loved ones, and I was like, you know what? That was God protecting us, even though you guys were acting kind of funny. And one of my relatives did say something about the contaminants in the the water in one of the places that they talked about, even though they don't live in that area, because we were traveling to that area from another side actually we were going from Houston Galveston to the other side. So they had informed me of some things on there. So, but it wasn't dealing with fecal matter, it was dealing with like E. coli, things like that. Which you can still swim if it's a lower amount. So yeah, anyhow, I went to sleep. I prayed. I went to sleep. I woke up. It was just weird. I won't even say weird anymore. There's a lot of things that I am trying to push through. Just thinking about the health of myself, the wellness of my community that is around me, because it makes a difference. My contribution in it, what am I supposed to do, my path, not, all of that. And it was kind of hectic. And I got up and I'm like, okay, God, what do you want me to do? Because I'm doing this all wrong. Like every time I feel like I'm off pace, I know that I'm getting away from God, or God wants me to think more, to go deeper. And I was just like, what is this? How do I go about this? And two things I saw. One is in the link on the chat side. So if I'm here or not, or anytime later after this, if you do have a chance to look at it, I welcome you to really look at it. The other one I saw, I saw a group of those, and it was just like, talking about a lot of fortune coming along. And, even though there's going to be a lot of disaster that's coming along, people are telling you all this disaster, financial hardships and things like that. And how God is going to do all this stuff. And it's like, it got me to wondering, because you guys, I think I told you guys, I'm sure I did, that, I did missionary work. My field is in missionary. And with missionary, I really not understand it, but I'm really grateful for it, because it teaches you discipline, and it teaches you things that are critical, that just like would be something that would be publicized, and something that, what to do is basically what to do even when no one is looking. People will clap at you, people will applaud you, people will just throw all carpets out, and they do all this type of things. And they sometimes people are looking like, oh, that's luck. They think that it just happened just out of the blue. And they go about things, and that's normal. But when you really become intentional, it takes work, it takes time, things, in order for things to stand, to be strong, it takes time to build it. A strong brick house is stronger. A brick house is stronger than any kind of plaster house, unless it's like a hybrid kind of form, one of those that are very thin, but they're very durable. They have like what are those houses called? They're able to stand. Anywho, if you guys know what I'm talking about, if you've been on like the east or the west coast, they have some of that fiber that the house is able to sway a little bit when it's like tornadoes, tsunamis, things like that, and they're very strong structure. But that's kind of expensive. But usually those materials are, and they take a little bit of time too, those materials are meant to weather the storm. When you become, when you want to make something, you have to lay a strong foundation, and you have to make sure that the support system and the supports that is laid down is able to withstand and to hold up what it needs to be at its best, to support what you want. And having training as a missionary, it teaches you how to work under pressure. Okay. And there's a lot of people, like I said, I saw on social media, and not to say that they're bad, not to say that they're wrong, because there's nothing too hard for God. There's nothing too hard for God. But some of them you could tell haven't been through nothing, haven't been through the fire. You really know who is what, not by their words, by their actions. You know, uh, yeah, by their actions, by the things that they went through. You know, um, people see the change when they see what you've been through versus what you telling them. There are a lot of people who you try to tell them what the truth is. It's like, and this is what I've learned during missionary. It's under pressure, because it's under pressure when the light is shined upon you. People. Okay. People know that you are when you go through something and it's really traumatic, and it almost looks like it's about to take you out, and you overcome it. And not only overcome it, you conquer it. And people, especially the people who know you, they know that wasn't in you. They know what you're talking about is true. They have more respect for you because they know that what you're saying is not hogwash. It's not trying to tickle their fancy, but it's telling them the truth. And it's going to give them hope. That is one of the main components of success, of understanding, of compassion, of terror, of war, of both ends. Is hope. Okay. A lot of these people, like I said, are giving you cookie cutter stories, and just a lot of half truth, y'all. And it just really just got to me. But we don't need to hear the cookie cutter stories, because the cookie cutter stories are just like cookie cutter houses. You guys see the houses, they look alike, but some of them don't even be able to stand. They look pretty on the outside, but if the storm comes, you know that house is going to be out within 10 seconds of it being attacked. And man, I just can't. If I could tell you anything, don't always look at the cookie cutter, houses. And when I say the cookie cutter houses, I mean the things that are tickling your fancies, that make you sound good, that doesn't make you think, things that don't that only entertain you. They're not filling into your spirit. They're not building you up. Because when the storm comes, you can't say you didn't know. You choose not to. Don't take the time to don't go out and try to fill things up just to comfort yourself. You don't become a better person by doing it. You want to have goals. You can't focus on it. It's under pressure. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that It's not going to be difficult because when you go on to this journey, and it's anything in life, I don't care if it's school, I don't care if it's work, I don't give a care. It's just health wise, getting yourself together. It's going to make you look in the mirror. It's going to be a reflection, and it's going to make you think, and it's going to make you it's going to put fire on you, because it's going to be, what are the things that you have allowed? We all have choices. Now, if you're a child, then some of those things are limited, but after you are adult, you're entitled, and it's your duty to take care of your emotional. I told you all the things in your life. So what did you do to make it better? Because the people that we surround ourselves is a reflection of us. The things and the obstacles that surround us depicts what is a reflection of us. The things, the inner wounds that we are not healing, it's only under pressure. It's only under pressure, you guys, when you see things begin to unravel. Okay. It's only under pressure when you see the real jewel. People can talk a good game. They can talk a good game all day. They can talk it. People can seem to walk it, and they can tell you all kind of things, but it's under pressure when you really see what's going on. So I don't even want to get into crying, y'all, because that's how I feel. But yeah, it's under pressure. I mean, you'll see. Some people can't stand under pressure. Others can, but it's going to tell you who is who and what is what. So that's all I wanted to say on here. I'm going to get off. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem.